In this video, I'm going to show you an effective strategy you can actually use on your mobile phone. Okay, so in order for you to be profitable in the forex market, you should be able to trade with the trend. So what does it mean to trade with the trend? Trading with the trend is actually to know the future direction of the market, which is to know the perfect time to actually take a buy or the perfect time to actually take a sell. And you can't do this without a strategy. You can't just look at the charts and start to guess where the market will actually go up and go down. You actually need a strategy to show you all these things that I've actually talked about.
For you to actually look at the market in a very good perspective, what I'll actually recommend you to do is you should change your phone to be in a landscape mode. Okay, so let me change this right now to a landscape view. You actually have much more room to actually view the chart. So as you could see here, on one take, I'm actually seeing everything that is actually happening in the market in just one look. So I want you guys to take a look at this. What do you guys see? You actually see candlestick up and down, and you cannot easily know the direction of the market. So the first task you have to complete is to know the direction of the market to make everything much more easier for you to understand. So there are three things we are going to actually use. We're going to use support, we're going to use resistance, and we're going to use the trend of the markets. Okay, so right now I want to ask you guys this question: what's the trend of this market right here? Leave it below. Okay, so right now the trend that is actually happening in this market is an uptrend. You could actually see price actually having a push phase and having this little dip, push phase, little dip, push phase, little dip, and it continues just like that. And now I want to ask you guys this question too. So what is actually the trend of this market, and what makes this a downtrend? In a downtrend, you're actually expecting a push phase to the downside, a retracement to the upside, push phase to the downside. You could actually see price coming to retest this point, had little retracement, push phase, little retracement, push phase, and we could see that same thing, how price is just going down the hill. But if you're like me and you don't want to stress yourself, you can actually have an indicator do that for you. What you have to do is that you have to just tap it here when you're in landscape. You see this F button right here, just hit the F button, and what you want to do is that you want to go over to the moving averages. So what you want to do is that you want to set the period of this to be 20. So just put that to be 20 and hit next. Done. Okay, then the shift should be 0, which is very important. Pixel should be 2, and the color of this one should be yellow. So you just have to hit done on that one, and you actually have this. Yellow and white doesn't really go right now, like, because this is a white background. Yellow and white doesn't go. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to change this to be blue. Don't go ahead to the settings, just go back, tap in the F button, then change this to be blue. So let's change this to be blue, and done. So we actually have blue. You could actually see it's much more easier to figure it out. It's not disappearing in the background. So, and once you've actually put in this first indicator, which is the moving average, to be 20, now what you want to actually do is that you want to add in another moving average. So what you want to do is that you have to add in here, put the F button, and go back to the moving average. So you have to hit moving averages, and you have to make this one to be 25. So just hit 5, put a 5 there, then hit next, then the shift should be 0. Done. Then what you have to do is that you don't have to make this one to be blue, so you have to change the color to be red. So let's add this to be red, and we hit done. So once we've already hit done, this is how our charts look like. So now what the moving average actually helps you to do is to know the direction of the market. Just like I said, the three things we actually focus when trading is the support of the market, the resistance of the market, and the trend of the market. Once you've already know these three things, you already know the future direction of the market. So let me just give you guys a simple nutshell type explanation as to what the moving averages are. So just as we could see, we actually have two moving averages. We have the blue one and we have the red one. So the blue one is actually just take this as a buy moving average. You understand what I mean? Because a candlestick blue here means buy, and we have this red moving average, and the red moving average actually means sell. So now a simple thing about it is that whenever you see the blue moving average above the red moving average, just know that it's the blue candles that is taking the lead. So the blue candles are actually forming in much more, actually having much more formation. And whenever you see the red moving averages above, it's just trying to tell you that the red candlestick are the one dominating the market. And whenever the red candlestick is actually dominating the market, it's actually still trying to tell you that, hey, this is a sell going on in the market, that you should start placing in those sell entries. So now we've already known the trend of the market. The second thing we actually need to know is the support of the market. So support is actually, like, let me see a floor here, and let me use this example. Let's say this is a ball. So whenever this ball touches the floor, we'll see a bounce effect going up. So once this ball hits the floor, we'll see the ball bouncing up back. So this is just a clear example of what support is. So to actually find support in the market, you should actually look for places with constant weak rejection, a place where price tries to come to that area but it's not able to break. So right now I've actually drawn in a support in the market. So let me do this right now and you could actually see it. So this is just like, I just had to tighten everything up so you guys could see this very clearly. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. So you could actually see this point where price was actually moving up till it touched this support here, and once price touches the support in this area, we could see price bouncing up back. The same thing again, it did that same thing, price had to push it up back, the same thing, and we could actually see the same thing actually happening here. So just as we could see, price is actually having a support at this level. So what's actually missing right now is to know the resistance of the market. Okay, so simple nutshell explanation. What's a resistance? A resistance is just like, let me say, a ceiling. Let me not use a ball for example, but let me use something like you throw something like a pen. So if you throw a pen on the ceiling, the pen will actually hit the ceiling and it will come down. So this is exactly what resistance is. So very simple, support is just like the floor and resistance is just like the ceiling. So let me show you guys a couple of examples of how the resistance actually looks like. Okay, so this right here is actually an example of a resistance in the market. So as we could see here, we could see that whenever price tries to come to this point, we could actually see a rejection in the market. We could actually see when price is at this point, a rejection, same thing, a rejection, same thing, a rejection, and this is very clear. Okay, but anyway, the moving average will actually help you in most of everything. So one thing I want you to bear in mind is that the moving average can actually be used as both support and resistance. So the moving average will act as a support whenever the market is actually in an uptrend, and the moving average will actually act as a resistance whenever price is actually in a downtrend. But this type of support and resistance is actually what we call the dynamic support and resistance. So what is a dynamic support and resistance? Dynamic support and resistance, it changes with the market movement. There's actually what we call the static support and resistance. Static support and resistance is that resistance at a certain level, so they don't actually move in the market. So it's just like one straight line, and that is actually the support or the resistance of the market. Now the best way to actually get support and resistance is to actually go to the higher time frame of the time frame you're currently in. So what I actually mean is that if you're on the 1 minute time frame, what I want you to do is that you have to go to the 1 hour time frame to actually find the support and the resistance. And if you're actually in the 1 hour time frame, what you have to do is that you have to go to the 4 hour time frame or the 1 daily time frame or the monthly time frame to actually get support and resistance, because this will actually help you in finding the trend of the market, in knowing points of places where price could actually reject from. So with that being said, let's just do it. So what you want to do is that you want to tap this point right here and you have to actually go to the higher time frame. So for now we're going to be using the 4 hour time frame. So let's get into the 4 hour time frame. We're going to be doing the analysis from here. Okay, so whenever you're trying to find the support and resistance, it's actually within a consolidation level, not within a trending market. So let me use this for example. You could actually see that this is a trending market, so you don't need to find the support and resistance of this, but what you actually have to find the support and resistance is in a consolidation market. Just as you can see here, price is actually not having a trend. It's actually moving from ceiling to floor, ceiling to floor, ceiling to floor, and that's where you actually have to find your support and your resistance. So as you could see here, there's no trend actually going on in the market. We could actually see price moving it within one straight point, and what you want to do right now is that you want to set and find the support and resistance of the market. You actually have to find places where price actually rejects from. So whenever you see much candlestick wicks, that is actually the point of support. So we could see we've already found the support in this point here. Okay, so this is actually the resistance level. So if you're actually watching this can be like a mini analysis right here. So we could actually see price at the at the resistance zone. And what do we need to know whenever price is actually at the resistance zone? We actually know that price is actually coming down. So the question now is, where are we expecting price to go to? We're actually expecting price to go to this next support here, because there's nothing actually holding price within that point. And what you want to do is that once you've actually found the support and resistance in the market, what you have to do is that you have to tap here and you have to go to the 1 hour time frame. So let's use this right here. Let's tap the 1 hour. So tapping the 1 hour and everything becomes so clear. So right here we could actually target everything that you want. Okay, so right here we could actually see those rejections in the market. We could actually see a rejection here, rejection here, rejection here. So what is this called? For those that love price action, and knows price action, they know that this is actually a triple top. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and below, as you can see right now, this is actually a trading strategy that you can actually use to trade gold. So don't forget to hit the like button, and if you're not yet part of the family, so what you have to do is that you have to hit the red subscribe button, be part of the family, and it's just so easy. Just a simple tap on the red button, you'll actually be part of the family. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video.